Welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. It's great to say I'm back with my old setup. I was previously before using a mobile phone and some sort of stand and holder to record my videos. But hopefully now you can see this content in much clearer detail. You can look at the time frames and stuff like that. The other things that I couldn't really get involved in the videos previously. Unfortunately, the playback's only coming back through one speaker. I had this issue before. I'm not very tech savvy and I can't find out how to solve it. So I do apologize on that front there. You will only be hearing this back through one speaker. You may be thinking, what the hell's going on here, man? But, it's just a technical issue that I'm struggling to solve right now. So, yes, by that though, let's get into this. So I'm going to be diving into XRP today, looking at some basic TA here, a couple of EMAs. I may get some fibs on, patterns and triangles and bits and bobs like that. Just basic stuff to keep us in the loop in regards to where we might be standing and the potential moves moving forward for XRP. So let's dive into this on the weekly time frame here. Okay, what I wanted to zoom into right now is our current price action. Okay, because I think we had a whale or a massive buy not too long ago. I think a couple of days ago there was 150 million XRP bought, and previously I think it was around 500 million or something like that. Along those sort of lines anyway, those sort of numbers, I might be missing a zero or two there. But anyways, guys, charting, okay, let's look at the charts. That's good news. It's good news, and I do think partly from that, that we are seeing some sort of rally here into the 20 EMA, and because of this news, because of these buyers, why are they buying? People are questioning, etc., so it's a big buy. So we could be rallying into this 20 EMA here from that news. But guys, just basic patterns here. Okay, you can see XRP printed this low on the 13th of June, around that time I think it was, and from that low, okay, we've got this ascending level of support here. Okay, and what I mean by that is this trend line right here is basically where XRP from this low has come up to a resistance, fell back to us for support, found a higher low than this low here. Okay, that's bullish when you've got higher lows. Okay, and you've also got this high right now. So what XRP is doing is forming bullish structure by holding this low as a higher low than the previous one in June, and is now rallying up to retest this level of resistance right here that we're sitting on currently. If XRP decides to come up this week and break through this 20 and fall back for it for support over the next week or two, the next target for me for you guys to come up and hit would be up here at the 55, wherever this may be as it creeps down. Once you break through the 20 and hold that and get a close above it, for example, your next runoff target to me is the 55, of which XRP hasn't actually retested since back in April. So it's a good few months of capitulation where XRP hasn't had that chance to actually move back up yet. So could XRP be front running here? It's all a big potential, okay? And what I was saying just a minute ago as well, from this low, you've got this high, you've got this low. Right now, you need to put in a higher high than this price tag here of 40 cents, okay? If you start to get a close above 40 cents throughout the week and you come back and coil up, above this level of resistance of 40 cents, to me, you are in a technical target of this ascending triangle, okay? Because you've got an ascending level of support, a level of resistance, you're coiling up. And if you do get the break, the minimal target for me is from the neckline of resistance to the ascending support line of first point of contact. You're looking at a break up to this 55. So that's just a bit of confluence there, okay? And that sits at a rough price tag of around 57 to 58 cents, I do believe. Okay, so it's just basic looking at these patterns here and seeing what the potential plays are. Right now, what you could also say is that XRP is basically stuck between support and resistance. Okay, a lot of projects are doing something very similar like this right now, where they're just coiling up. They've got higher lows, which is bullish structure, but it's not to say that at this point here at the 20, you could get rejected and come back and retest the previous lows back in June. It's a big possibility, okay, and we could be forming up. This was one bottom here, okay, and you're coming down, you're going to create another bottom. You could go sideways, and this could range for a little while, depending on the state of many factors, okay. But it's a big possibility. We could go sideways or we could capitulate here. So in my eyes, right now, things are looking quite good. The volume here on the weekly is picking up a little bit with this pump here. I'd like to see a bit more volume than the past couple of weeks, okay, where it's been coming up. So a bigger candle down here, for example, okay, but we are basically looking like we're flipping some sort of switch and trying to break above this level right here. We're getting a good push. We're getting a good candle body stick at the moment, okay, but this candle doesn't end for another few days. It ends on Sunday, okay. So this week is very important for XRP. It's very, very important. One negative play that could occur here, okay, that I would want to look out for, other than this bullish ascending triangle, okay, where we've got a level of resistance and ascending level of support. One thing I would like to look out for just in case is if this, because you've had a wick up here, you've had a wick here, now you've had a wick here, but look where the closes have been. That's a high, that's a close high there. Right here, it's a lower close. If this candle comes down and forms a lower close, say around this level, you've got something called depleting buying pressure. Okay, you've had a nice wick up to the 20. But if XRP gets pushed down from this point and creates a lower low, you're essentially creating some sort of descending triangle, which is a negative pattern where you're coiling up like this. You've got a lower high than this high here. Okay, it'll be a lower high, and you're coming down. You've had a wick, but you've got a lower close. If you come back and retest this support level and lose that and hit your head, XRP is in a downside target. So just as the same as it being a bullish one, it can also be a bearish one, just depending on this weekly close. I think this weekly close for this short time period of structure for the past couple of months is very important for XRP. It's very, very important because if we do fail to break above this 20 here, which we're attacking right now, and do fail to close above this, you know, you're potentially are looking at reversing back down. The good thing would be if you create a higher low than this low here. If we came down and started to have an ABC correction off this resistance point again for a second time, as long as we create a higher low and ascend to this support, it's bullish. Okay, we'll still be in the ascending triangle. But if we get a lower close, as I said, a lower close on the weekly, a lower close body candle than a price of, so say this week or the next week, if we get a lower price than, if we get XRP closing below 37 cents, you know, I would be considering looking at a potential descending triangle here and more downside, of which you'd have a technical target from there to there, okay, and you'd be losing that. And XRP would be retracing basically back to this low, these wick lows here that it had in 2021. Okay, you'd basically be doing something like this, lower highs, boom, have another capitulation wave down, and at that level I'd expect a bounce. Okay, and that could be a potential, you know, certain wave down of Elliott wave theory or something like that. Okay, but anyway, that's the two potentials. You're either in a bullish ascending triangle, you're stuck between support and resistance, or you're in a descending triangle depending on this weekly close, you know. And that's basically it, guys. That on this short term here space of time, you know, and looking at key support and resistance within this space, you can see in the longer distance of time though, you would have a level of resistance that XRP would primarily, I think, find very hard to break back above. And this is the lows that you held in July 2021. You can see you came up and you had a higher low here from this low, and then you had a rally, but you created a lower high than these previous lower highs, and that indicated depleting buying pressure combined with the death cross on the weekly time frame. Once you get one of those, you know, you can see that you're entering some sort of downtrend, and since then XRP has been under, and for the first time is actually attacking this weekly 20 EMA. You know, for it to come through the first time, I think it needs a lot of force. Throughout time, when you do see the start of a downtrend and a project come back up to the 20, it tends to get rejected for a second time. I don't know what the odds are of that, but in a lot of charts I've seen it. Once they've entered a massive downtrend on the weekly time frame, the first time they attack the 20 is not necessarily where the uptrend continues, should I say it. It struggles at that point and then makes a decision whether to come back, create a higher low and stay within support of its previous low, or which would be down here for XRP, or it loses that and decides to come down. So, you know, there's a lot on the cards. There is a lot on the cards. And I think this week is, you know, currently from this low back here in June, XRP is actually up 40%, which isn't too bad. But there's other coins and other projects that have booted hundreds of percents. You know, and these big boys, I do believe, are lagging a bit. The likes of Cardano, even Algorand I'm looking at the moment is still 85% down from its all-time high and lagging behind other projects. And that to me is looking like a decent setup as well. I'll potentially do a video on that after this one. But yeah, guys, that's basically XRP for you. I'm going to get some fibs on here. Right. Okay. So potentially from this low to this high, which is what we're retracing to right now. Okay. So we came up, what XRP done? It came down, found a bottom down here. It came up and created this high here and this level of resistance for us. We came back retracing to this low, but we held a higher low right here, which is bullish. Okay. And now we're coming up, and for us to redeem this pump, as I've said, you need to come up and break through 40 cents. Okay. And at that point, you know, you are on your way, I think, at a minimum up to this 0.1618 at 48 cents or 49.50 cents at this previous resistance for XRP. And what you'll have is some sort of Elliott wave theory there, where basically from this bottom, reaching up to this 1618 target. This is our target, okay, from this low here, retracing to this high, okay. So our Elliott wave theory structure would be something like this, if I could just find it quickly. Yeah, so you'd have a wave 1 up to this high here, okay, a wave 2, which is a higher low, a wave 3 here, a massive wave 3. Hopefully we get a breakout, say to the 1272, which would be a higher high than wave 1. Pull back somewhere maybe to 786. It just can't be lower than the previous high, or it'd actually be at the 1 at 40 cents, and get your 5th wave up to that breakout point at 1618.48 to 50 cents. You know, it could get a bit more impulsive like wave 3, and be as long as wave 1. So that's a potential theory in regards to Elliott wave within a Fibonacci target from this low. Okay, so just to simplify that again and just show you for an example. So you'd be coming up here like a wave 1, a wave 2, create a higher wave 3, okay, higher than this, pull back for support on the 40 cents, this trend line here, which would be previous resistance turned into support if this plays out, and then you'd be attacking, you know, as I said, that 48 to 50 cent area of where this 55 will be coming down. Because guys, look at the gap. If this starts to curl here, there's a massive gap between these EMAs, massive gap between the 20 and the 55. If we look back on previous charts where it's going up, okay, look at this massive gap here between the EMAs, but with an uptrend, you come straight back down into the EMAs. They're like magnets. Once you get too far above, they drag you back down. Once you get too far above, they drag you back down. Okay, and when you're in a downtrend and you get too far below, they drag you back up. Okay, so it's a massive potential here. There's a huge gap between the EMAs here for XRP, and there's a massive opportunity for it to come up and ride back into this daily, the weekly 55. And that for me is why I'm short-term quite bullish on XRP, as long as all of this low holds. As long as this low, okay, there's two legs in the sand for me. Okay, if we do start running into this resistance line right now and getting rejected off this 20, as long as we come back and create a higher low than this low, it's still in my eyes bullish structure, because you'll be holding that ascending level of support. Okay, once again, as I've said that a couple of times. So it's that low there, which sits at a price of 31 cents, or it's this low here that sits at a price of around 28 cents. Okay, if you start to see XRP coming back on the weekly and closing below this and this here, and it starts to do something like this, closing below that, hitting its head on it and coming down and losing this low, okay, it's very negative for XRP, and you are losing this monthly sort of sideways support line for XRP, and you're looking to retrace, in my eyes, in a minimum back down to these lows in December 2020. Okay, so yeah, all eyes on XRP. We'll see how it goes moving forward in the situation, and I'll be updating it with a few more videos in the near future. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, from Chart Nerd TA, peace out.